Hi again. Tonight what we're going to do is top the barrels up and add some oak chips to the barrel. Now why would we do that? Well, these barrels are referred to as neutral barrels because they're old enough now that they're not giving off any more oaky flavors. They're just giving other benefits like micro-oxygenation and the condensing of the flavors and that sort of thing that happens as that water evaporates out. So we want to give that oaky flavor back to it, and there's different ways to do that. You can use oak cubes, oak spirals, oak staves, oak chips. You can get oak powder. Each one releases the oak in different quantities. The greater the surface area, the more oak flavor it will give off, and the faster that oak flavor will come out of it. I'm using oak chips because that's what I'm most familiar with. I know how they work. They're predictable to me. I wouldn't use oak powder. I think I used it early on in my winemaking, and it was just too much oak. The oak spirals, I'm sure they're great. Actually, I think there's an old oak spiral in this barrel that the last club project had in there. It all depends on the person hosting the club project, how each specific process takes place. But what happened was at the last club meeting, we tried samples of the wine, and everybody agreed that it was going to need some oak addition at some point. There's different opinions on how that could go down. You could either add it after the project is done being barreled, or you can add it while it's being barreled. In this case, we're going to add about 4 grams per liter of medium toasted American oak to each of these 100 and this 50. So 400 grams, 400 grams, 200 grams, and 400 grams in the other 100. And then if I need to, I'll also top it up. So this is the 6-week point from the last top up, which is what I usually shoot for, is every 6 weeks I top up the barrels. That's part of the art of winemaking. You may do it every month, somebody else might do it every 2 months, and whatever, you get your results and you adjust accordingly. So while we've got them open, we're also going to taste the wine and make sure that there's no problems. And I don't like to open them up more than I have to, because every time you do, you risk allowing contaminants in. So I've sprayed around each bung with the sulfite solution that I use, and that should kill anything that's sitting up against the bung. There wasn't a huge release of air pressure there, not like you'd like to see, but the volume is down, like you would expect. My experience has been that in the 54 liter barrels, you're going to need about 6 liters of wine to keep it for a year. And I'm guessing these ones will be more than that. I haven't had the 100s in my house before. But not the darkest yet, but that will improve. Cheers. I guess I should add also that one of the downsides to using the chips in these big barrels is it's kind of hard to get them out. I am going to have to tip the barrels upside down and use the spray, use a hose to get that out of there. I think the spirals may be a better choice for barrels because they're easy to retrieve. You could use a bag with these, but I'd be worried that that would just get stuck anyway. I'm used to using the oak chips, and so we're going to do that. There's also 3 demijohns of the wine that have not seen any barrel time, and those will not see any oak addition during this process. It's good to keep some back that doesn't get any barrel time or any oak to return some of the fruit flavors later. So you don't want to kill that. And also, if it turns out that the 4 grams per liter is too much, then we can bring it back with the wine that didn't get any oak. So there was plenty of room for the 400 grams of oak chips, and there's a tiny bit of space on top of it. I'm expecting that those oak chips will sink down after the next week or so. So in this case, because of the unusual circumstances, I will open it up next week and top it up just to make sure that we're not leaving too much air.
You make me want to scream.